Welcome to For Mannerless Women. I'm your host, Adelle Onyango, and this is a space where we are committed to nurturing a new generation of shame-free women who are ready to meet their best selves. And in this episode, we're hanging out with my friend who's a journalist, a poet, an author, a filmmaker, a screenwriter, Abigail Arunga. And together with her, we will be shedding the shame from your sexual liberation journey. I'm so excited to have you on here because it's always such a blast having a conversation with you. And you are, and I mean this is a compliment, the definition in my head when I think of the list of mannerless women, you're definitely in top 5 for me.
Oh,
you're in good company.
Okay.
Akothe.
Oh, so mannerless.
Right?
I love it. I love it.
I put you like maybe right under her.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, I aspire.
When we have these conversations, you really, like the conversation we're going to have right now, I really walk away thinking, oh, okay, I still have shame here. I need to get rid of this. Yeah, which is a wonderful gift you give us, Abby.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here too.
So since you're on my mannerless list, let's start right there. What does it take for you to arrive in the world as a mannerless, self-aware woman? Like, what does that look like every day?
Hey, and I know I've heard. The thing is, though, like even when you say like below Akode, that's like because
she's our
the way, like the way I see her. I think first a lot of the mannerlessness is theory. You know how you have to like fake it till you make it. Like there's something that you're trying to be. So even when we're talking, I'm speaking in theory so that I can remind myself. I can call inside on the mannerless woman inside myself
awaken.
To come awaken, arise, it's your time. You know what I mean? But what does it take? I think I've had this conversation with you before where I was like, there's a certain level of courage, right? Like there's a bravery that it takes to exist as a mannerless woman because it's not. I don't even think I'm that mannerless. Like, to be honest, but like I think there's a certain don't care. You know, an in frontness. You know, a kimbele. Like there has to be like a faking it till you make it. Like, you know you want to be this thing. Yeah. And you might not be in all the aspects you want to be, because I'm definitely not in all the aspects I want to be. But I'm trying.
So what do you tell yourself then every day? What's the kimbele-ness?
It's like a Abby. You know, you said that by the time you're 40. You said that you want to be talking anyhow. Do you have that thing where you watch older women and they talk anyhow? Yes. My mom is a mannerless woman. Yeah. I hope she doesn't watch this, but my mom is a mannerless woman. Yeah. Nothing will stop my mother from saying what she wants to say. It's not patriarchy. It's not. I've been sitting next to my mom when she's cracking jokes at a funeral and she's laughing like loudly because she finds it entertaining. And you're gonna know that. You know what I mean? Yeah. She says what she wants to anyone. Like, she's extremely unfiltered, and it's not great when it's turned on you and she's making fun of you. But like generally, that's just how she moves. So I'm like, okay, Abby, you said that you want to be talking anyhowly. What does that look like? How can you practice daily to say anyhowly in small things so that you can talk anyhowly in big things?
Yeah. This is so wonderful because I see you as speaking your mind, like even at events, etc. Like
there's
you
a
do
filter.
There's still a filter.
There's a filter.
So do you think 100%. You are the woman you want to be?
Oh God, no.
What's left?
I'm still scared of a couple of things. In the society that we live in, right? Like there's a penalty for being mannerless, right? Like there's people who want to like, I don't know if you've experienced this, like you can be, like how people perceive me, like there can be a shininess and then there can be people who want to now like break the shininess. That's part of the penalty. Like I want to put you in a gilded cage. This happens to me all the time. Like you're fascinated by the idea of me and not engaging with the actual me, you know, stuff like that. I think the person I want to be would recognize that faster. The person I want to be would talk a lot more shit. Yeah. I think the person I want to be would talk a lot more shit. I feel like I talk quite a bit, but I feel like I could always do more. I could always say more. Yeah. There's some situations that diminish me significantly. Like when I have to deal with a Kenyan cop, You know, I wish I could. But you know how, like...
There are moments you're just like, now I have to suck it in.
Now you have to, like, nyenyekea. And I'm like, but it's to get out of this situation, right? But the mannerless women I know don't even give cops the time of day. I have a friend who may be listening, who, like, when she sees cops, she just kind of like...
Utadu?
Listen! Okay, I'm not giving you money and you're not letting me go. So now... Like, and then we sit instead. She's like, me, I do the... Oh, haha, Afandia, chief. Oh, but you know, but like I wish I could be like my friend who like is just like alafu. You know what I mean? I feel like, if I could get over those little spaces that diminish me, I'd be unstoppable. Yeah. You know how people say, when I got my self-care down and my exercise, y'all are not gonna, that's how I feel about.
But I think you get there, and I think even the distance between who you are now and the woman you want to be is full of experiences that will push you closer to her. Yeah. And when you go through those things, that's why we can look at like 60-year-old women, 50-year-old women, 70-year-old women, and be like, that's who I want to be. Yeah. But there was also experiences that they went through.
But I want to be 60 when I'm 40. Yeah. You know, like I don't want to have waited. Like there's some people who need a talking to now. Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't want to get to see, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because at 60, they're like, of course you're saying what you want. I want to be able to say it now. In my 40s, I want to see Sakaja at Crafty Chameleon and Boo. Yes. You know what I mean? Like I want... Yeah. There's just some things. Like, you know how today I was watching a woman standing in front of police. Hey, all of my stories come back together. Standing in front of police and like, of course she was unarmed and they had like the protest shields and everything, the gear. And she was just standing there like this.
Is it like from older American history
I don't think it was older. No, I think it was recent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she was just like, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Even like when I'm protesting, I'm not in the front. Except when a aforementioned friend drags me to the front. I'm not in the front. You know what I mean? I'm there. And sometimes it's really important in protests to be there to be counted as a body so that they see that many people were there. So I'm one of the bodies for sure. Yeah. But I'm not at the front, bro. I'm not taunting the cops. I'm not. No.
Yeah. Do you feel disappointed in yourself in a moment where you don't arrive as the woman you are working to be? Yeah. Do you feel like
100%? So I couldn't go for protests this year. I couldn't do it. Like I think the last protest I went for was the end femicide one. End femicide protests are always so hella emotional for me because I feel like we keep protesting against the obvious. Like how can we be running through the streets screaming stop killing women? Yeah. Every time I cry every protest. Yeah. Okay, in general, I'm a crier. But like, what are we doing?
Why do we have to?
Why do we have to? The end femicide protest was funny because I thought it was going to be safe. Because the first one we attended last year, it was so oh my God.
And powerful and spiritual.
Oh, it was spiritual. Yeah. I was like, oh. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we were tear gas so much.
Yeah. I arrived and I thought I was late. But people had scattered because of tear gas.
And we kept doing that and scatching and doing it. By the third time, it's almost like we had developed like an immunity. We were like, this one has expired, you guys. Bring us the other one. Yeah. The one that comes in the black canister, not the blue and red. Yeah. But like that one, it was bad, but it still wasn't as bad as Mandamano. And so when I went for Mandamano last year, by the time this year rolled round, I had gone through too much turmoil to go for the protest. And that brought me a certain level of shame. You know what I mean? And I think that's why like even online, I push so much for the other things that you can do. Because in theory, we know that physically protesting is not the only way to change a government. We know that. Yeah. But it feels like it's so weighty when you don't. Yes. But I think we need to move the weight to if you're not doing anything at all. I think that's where the problem should be. Not if you don't go on the street. We still need people on the street, but we also need someone to pay the bail for the people. We also need someone to organize, like the way Ngatia does with Kunadawa, which everyone should donate to. We also need Blackout Safaricom Mondays. We need all these things to be working to exert pressure. Taxi leaders. We need all the things to like put the pressure on it. Because just protesting alone, and I don't use just to mean just, cannot change everything.
There's multiple tools we can use.
And there have to be. There's no such thing as one way to skin a cat, right? Yeah, so I definitely feel shame for those things. I try and talk myself out of it and through it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I feel you on that. Like, I'm learning how to be more graceful in the moments where I don't show up as the woman that I want to, because I started doing this thing where I'm like, with a woman, I know what she looks like. I know how she even dresses. I know how, like, her shoulders and head are high. And life is life. There are moments where you're like, you know.
When do you feel that?
My luteal phase.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Or like.
You just did tips for how to get
yes,
through.
Because.
Yeah.
My luteal phase takes me for a ride. But, and even moments where I feel like maybe I talk down to myself and then I'm like, oh no, she would never do that. Why did you do that? You know what I mean? And so I'm learning just be like, it's work in progress. You're human. Like, even those moments you can't show up as who you want to be or the woman you want to be. It's also part of the process somehow, right?
And how will you get invited on Adelle's podcast if you don't have the opposite story to
you know? So this is going to sound like it's such, like we've deviated, but I promise you, Abby does have a link between sexual liberation, sex, sensuality, beauty, and revolution, which we'll get to. So let's talk about your sexual liberation journey. Can we call it that?
Is it a journey? I guess. I guess, and I think I feel funny calling it a journey because it sounds like there were steps. But for me, I feel like I've generally always known that I'm a sexual being and it's fine. And then I was taught to be embarrassed about it. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't... Things don't matter until they matter. Like the way you were talking about how like sexuality and sensuality plays out so differently across different cultures.
Yeah.
And it's like we can't all decide what is a bad woman, what is a good woman, and either way the woman is losing. Right? So at some point you're like cobbling it together by yourself.
Yeah.
But the hints that you've gotten are what are determining you cobbling it, which is unfortunate because it's invented, right? Like time is a construct, sexuality is a fluid spectrum, etc. All of it is made up. Everything is made up.
And for a purpose. Like, I think for women, it's like to panel beat you into a certain...
Which is interesting because the purpose is like weaponized, right? And then the purpose is also, like I said, diminishing, right? So I don't know if it's a journey.
When were you taught to unlearn that you were and you are a sexual being? Okay, when are you not? But okay, like when?
Kenyan high schools will be like, if you are sitting on this girl's bed, you are a lesbian. She was probably a lesbian before that. It's not the blankety that then, you know what I mean? Or, don't talk to boys. I really thought I was pregnant. I remember when I was 12, I think I had seen someone's penis or something. I was like, oh my God. I think like comprehensive sexual education, as much as we keep fighting against, some characters in government keep fighting against it, would give such a definitive comfort to crazy children. So I just did a film called Bella's Dying Maybe Next Week, which we did with you in the same cohort/workshop. And it was just reflective of who I was when I was 12. I just had so little information. I thought I had everything. I thought I had syphilis, gonorrhea, pregnancy, all of the things. Because no one ever told me that you cannot get these things except through these things. So number one, I feel like comprehensive sexual education for a lot of people, because I had sexual education. I just think I wasn't listening. I don't know what was going on. But like I had a lot more than what I see kids are getting now. So I think that was like kind of like the beginning journey for me. And then just like stepping into what you know and what you like. I was talking to someone today and I was like, I think I'm going to take a break off masturbation. And he was like, Connie, how often do you masturbate? I'm like, I don't know, like every day. I don't like keep a diary. And he's like, that's so much. And I was like, that's so much.
And according to who?
And then he was like, I said, that's like saying I'm addicted to food because I need it every day. And then he's like, yeah, but you need food to survive. I said, but you need pleasure to survive. What are you talking about? Like, how can you just like ignore? What are you living for? If not, and this is where it comes in, if not the joy that you get from life? Like, are you living to like how can pleasure be so...
And I love that you brought the word pleasure, right? Because it's so that's also shame, right? Like a woman shouldn't enjoy pleasure or know how to get
or like
pleasure or seek pleasure. Like just please no, just suffer.
Yeah. Or like when things that are considered frivolous for people. So for example, I feel like things like makeup, right? People are so like offhanded about it. They're like, makeup, like I prefer natural women, all that nonsense bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But then they turn around and make an entire $1 billion industry from it. Every single singer now wants to have a makeup line, right? You know, like, so is it frivolous or not?
Yeah.
Is it like, it's only beneficial when you're making money off of the women thing that you said is frivolous or brings her pleasure, or like, which one is it? Which makes me now think that all of you are lying. Like everything that you claim is wrong for a woman is actually not. It's just not beneficial to you at this particular time. I don't I think the only reason why we fight for the things we fight for is either they give us pleasure or they make life worth living, right? We're only fighting for, me personally as myself, I love Kenya.
Yeah.
I'm in love with my country. I think Kenyans are the best people, no competition.
Yeah.
Truly, like I like genuinely for real, like I believe, forget the ones in government, like I actually, Kenyans are my favorite people.
Yeah.
They're the funniest. They dance the best. They're so silly and goofy and like welcoming. And the community.
Yeah.
Like, I keep saying like there's so many con men in Kenya because Kenyans are so nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there wouldn't be that many con men if everyone was like unkind.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be so easy to like rob someone in town by asking them to give you directions if people were not always willing to give you directions. Like my favorite people, the only reason I'm protesting in the street is because I like this country and no other country is mine. And yes, borders are a construct, but like this is the construct I was given, you know?
So when we bring back this issue of shame, like, do you know, can you recall moments where you've been shamed for being a woman who is loud about being a sexual being and wanting and seeking actively pleasure?
Okay, if you're dating in Nairobi, you're constantly shamed. Honestly, like, oh my gosh, let me think of there's something that always comes to me in this thing because, again, I don't even feel like I'm that sexually liberated. Like, I do like 4 positions, to be honest. But, like,
but you know what you like.
I mean, and sure.
Because didn't you zero in before you landed on the 4?
I mean, no. I went in doing the 4.
And you're like,
And I'm like, it's not broken. This is fun. Like, once in a while, the other day I discovered I liked spanking. I was very shocked. So, I think... like in like sexual liberation, right?
Yeah.
I think people can tell when you're sexually liberated. Like just from how you talk and how willing you are to bring up masturbation in regular conversation. And I think a lot of people will ascribe the freak tag to you because you're willing to talk about something that everyone wants to talk about, but are not talking about it, right? 1. 2, they will then use that freak tag. It's almost like the difference between what you want to do to your wife and what you want to do to your mistress. So they'll come and talk to you about the mistress thing, but then they'll shame you for not being conservative enough.
To be the wife.
Yeah. So I was hanging out with this guy one time, and I think he was like touching my thigh. And I'm not like touch is like my love language, whatever you want to call it. But like, if I like you, I'm usually touching you. And he was cute. And so he like touched my thigh, and I was like, oh, is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And the interaction continued. And then the next day he was on a date with now the girl he actually wanted to be with, which is what it made me feel like. Me, I'm there because, you know, like the liberties you can take with me that I will not consider liberties because
it's normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Like, but then like the person you know what I mean? I was just like, that's very interesting.
How do you, because there's a part with this specific experience, there's a part of me that wants to say, the woman that you're telling me you're working towards being wouldn't feel shamed, but there's also the woman who's been socialized to aspire to be chosen.
Yeah, and those two things,
they clash, right?
And they run together at the same time, just like this.
So how do you then not feel bad in that situation?
You just feel bad, imagine. You just feel bad. You're like, you look like he was packing. Snap. And then at the same time, you're like, but you know, being chosen is not the person who is there for you will be for you. They'll find you. It wasn't her.
They'll take you as you are.
Yeah, and that's why you have to keep repeating it to yourself, because in those moments when you're feeling bad, you have to remind yourself that this isn't what you wanted anyway in the first place. This is who you want to be.
Yeah.
And the person who's supposed to be there for you will identify you. They will know you by your fruits. Sorry. Because I feel like religions also really are like very fond of beating down women's sexuality. I read the Da Vinci Code when I was younger, and I was like, by the way, I know this is a fictionalized piece, but this all makes sense, right? Like, even when you read like the Gospel of Mary, which actually exists.
Me and the Bible, very little knowledge.
Take any religious text, any of them, they're all like, no, women are property, all of them. Yeah. Which is why a lot of people say it's not possible to be a feminist Christian. I'm sure the feminist Christians, whatever. But like, one of the things that made me start questioning the church. Like, for example, I grew up in a religion that does not ordain women as pastors or priests or whatever. And me and my mom, one of the few things we agree on religiously, she's like, Kwani, the Holy Spirit can tell the difference between genders. Like, what are we saying? The Holy Spirit doesn't even have a gender. Why is it only one, like, what's the small things like this that make you see that they hate you?
The one that I've seen in religions, and it still speaks to shame, and is when you're on your period, there's some religions where you can't go into the religious space if it's like a temple or a church. And I always used to wonder first, who's on duty checking? Because how will you know? And secondly, this beautiful, powerful body of mine as a woman, the person that I'm praying to, if I belong to this religion, created it. Did they create something dirty? Like, so then why did they create something that they
see? Then you would have just created me
without this period.
No thing. Period.
Yeah. So I'm always just like, that is so crazy, and you're adding to so much shame that women experience. So I'm with you on that 100%.
The being chased away, like, in ancient Israel, you had to leave the community and sit in the forest for 7 days or whatever. I'm just like, you realize God created the clitoris. You realize the clitoris has the most nerve endings specifically only for pleasure, like, than anything else in the human body. The clitoris, like, you guys, no, I don't know if it's a UX issue. Like, what? Just tell the truth. Tell the truth. Like, it's there.
Then we can talk about it afterwards. Yeah. Do you, so what does it look like for you in what we would term spaces that want women to not be mannerless, especially when we talk about like our sensuality and our sexuality? How do you navigate those spaces, or do you just avoid them? So if we're talking about, these religions, so like religious spaces,
when I go to church,
traditional spaces, like if it's a traditional family or whatever, how do you navigate those settings that almost demand a different version of you and will punish who you truly are?
I'm a big girl. It depends. When I was younger, I used to be like, oh, wear the long dress to church. The older I got, I was like, who gonna check me, boo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
tell me.
If you kick me out, I'll get in my car and I'll go home. You know what I mean? I'm a big girl. So like, it depends on how respectful I'm feeling on the day.
Yeah.
So if I'm in shags and my parents are having a thing to, consecrate something, it's okay. Like, doing the thing on the day doesn't take away from you who you are the whole year, right? When I go to church, it depends. Did they say something in the sermon that irritated me the last time I was here? Then my skirt will be shorter. Because they're not going...
Payback.
Yeah, they're not like... Yeah. I remember there was a time a pastor in church preached a sermon about how women putting on makeup makes them look like... it looks silly, like... the thing for putting jewelry on a pig or putting makeup on a monkey. Then he had a picture of a monkey with makeup. The next time I went to church, my dress... Because no one's gonna ask. I already have, like, my church doesn't do piercing. Like, I already have a nose ring. Already we're fighting from the gate. Do you know what I mean? So it depends on how I'm feeling the day. I'm okay with situational awareness. I also don't feel like you have... Brandishing sounds bad, but I don't feel like I have to give you my bio as I enter.
Yes,
it's okay.
Exactly.
Like, who I am, if you talk to me, will come out anyway. It's not necessarily how I present myself. And if I choose to present myself in a different way, it's fine. Like today, I did anyway. Yeah. Like,
Why did I get the short skirt?
Oh, you got the see-through dira. I was like, if the light hits me right, I'm gonna have to do subscribe for this channel.
Not suitable for under.
I do have a Patreon now. Is the time? Yeah.
So do you still go to church?
Sometimes when I'm feeling inclined to. There's specific churches I like.
Do you feel like there's any type of like contradiction, like not contradiction or conflict internally?
No. To go to church.
Yeah, or with like the preaching or what they preach, or the leaning towards like maybe not feminist views.
So the general idea of church is not a bad thing. I think, and I grew up in the church. I love church community. Let me tell you, when I go to church, I feel like it feels like a homecoming. It feels like you're running out onto the football field and everyone's like, because I grew up from when I was 0 in this church. Like the roots in this church are so deep for me. And so I love seeing the people. I like seeing who's grown up. I was like, oh, community. She's playing the flute now. Oh, we have sign language in church now. That's wonderfully inclusive. Oh, I really love that. I love the songs. The songs are beautiful. When it comes to like ideologies, a lot of the time I'm listening so I can argue. Because growing up in the church also means I can quote a couple of Bible verses to you. So if we're sitting after lunch with my parents and we're talking about it, I'll be like, so, that goes against that verse that you guys were. And then we can, I like to hate from an informed perspective, right?
Yeah.
So no, it doesn't contradict me because I feel like at the base level, most religions are like, love people, do nice things to people. And then everything else I just filter out because that stuff is man-made. Like, if something resonates with your spirit, then it's true, right? Like, so don't stab people. Cool, I can get behind that, right?
Yeah.
Don't put makeup on monkeys. You're doing too much. And I will come with my earrings to church next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, I enjoy the idea of church. But that's also because at my essence, I enjoy the idea of community. And church is a community for me.
Could we unpack, there's something you said when we were talking off camera around sexual liberation, sensuality, beauty, because you were trying to break it apart because people, they see sexual liberation and they think...
You're just fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So can you break it down for me? Because then I feel like there's so much beauty in that, especially the sensuality bit.
Because like, is sexuality just the sex? Like, that's like saying you can't, like if you're straight and you're not fucking, you're not straight. Like, is it only defined by, because there's so many things in sexual identity, right? Like there's how you express yourself sexually, there's how you talk sexually, there's how you dress sexually, there's how you experience life as a sensual feeling being, because sensual is the senses, right? Like, so it's how this wonderful dira feels against my naked thigh. You know what I mean? But it doesn't always have to lead to, there's so much sensuality and beauty in the world. Why does it always have to relate to whatever you define sex as, whether that's P and V or all of the other various forms of sex that we talk about? I feel like we pigeonhole ourselves by thinking that sexuality and sexual liberation is just about who you're fucking. I also feel like it's what you're thinking, even before the fucking, what you're talking about, what you believe everyone is entitled to, how you think people should respect bodies. That's all part of it, is it not? In my head, that's all part of it.
I think I agree, and even it's also your relationship with your body, but not in a sexual way. No, just in like when you put on your cozy dira, so like, are you comfortable in your body? Like, can you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's
also... Does it make you want to twerk a little bit? Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like the loosening of the hips. You know, sometimes it's for you in your house.
Yes.
You know, like when you put on a little D'Angelo, may his soul rest in peace, like in the house, does it make you feel more in touch with who you are as a person?
Yes.
Like, do you know what you like? Like, do you know how to take care of yourself? Okay, so at the basic level, we're plants and we need sunlight, water, and food. But like, what when you're sitting out in the sun, what does that feel like to you? How does it feel like you're being kissed? By the earth.
Exactly.
When you're sitting outside, why is that not also?
And we skip that bit, I feel like, and it creates such a huge disconnect in our relationships with others, whether it's a sexual or romantic, whatever. Because even in our own bodies, we're not comfortable. We don't know our bodies. So I've always been intrigued when you were talking about it. I was like, yeah, we don't break things down.
Yeah, because it's
like
different,
that.
isn't it? Like, it's not like everyone is thinking about sex all the time, right? But we are generally trying to work towards a place where we feel good. And that can be divided into so many things, I think. A well-mixed gin and tonic, sensuality, romance, what? Like, oh, yeah.
Let's bring in freedom and revolution to sit side by side with sexual identity and sexual liberation. Because I really don't think many of us would put those things in the same sentence.
But like... But like, what are we fighting for? What is the liberation for? Right? It's so that everyone can like live how they want and do what they want. I know like women's liberation for me sounds very different from like everyone else's, because I feel like every time they ask those questions on the internet, what would you do? For example, if there were no men around, babies are like, I would walk at night.
Yeah.
That's like the freedom
jogging.
and liberation.
Yeah. That is freedom.
It is freedom. It is liberation. Like safety. Safety for us is liberation. What does safety look like? Like, can you do things without being called a whore? And like, it feels like you can't have country or national liberation without personal liberation. And what that looks like for me is under all aspects. Even if we go basically scientifically, Maslow's hierarchy, which we were taught from when we were 0. You know, sex is over there. There's food. What is it? Food, clothing, shelter.
Yeah.
The sex is there. So like, at the most baseline level, if we're looking for a liberation, because at the top is what? Enlightenment, self-enlightenment, you have to have that part there. I feel like the freedom that we're working for internally, I'm about to sound very woo right now, but like your chakra. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like all the chakras need to be aligned. And one of those chakras is the growing one, the orange one, right? Like there needs to be a liberation of all of it. Yeah. And it needs to be okay to have a liberation of all of it. Which is why like even when we're talking about what fuels a liberation, right? You need to be able to dream the revolution into existence. Yeah. Which means you need knowledge to action, right? You need a healthy body, which means you need to feed yourself. You need to feel all those things. I feel like it all ties in, honestly.
I think it does. When you break it down like that, I think what has happened is because of how much shame there is around
There's so much
sex,
shame.
We just like bypass like food, shelter, clothing.
Then we skip.
Like,
but what, don't you feel like if there's so much shame on this one thing, for me that makes it even more essential. Yes. Like, why is it this one? There's something there.
And there's something you've said that's very powerful in like, there must be a liberation of self. Yeah. And how do you liberate yourself? By skipping over parts of yourself,
you can't.
Right?
You can't just diminish it, which I feel people do a lot with sex, sensuality, love, beauty. Because love and beauty are also thrown in there as love, what's love got to do? You know, kwani tutakula love. You know, those things. Yeah. Well, yes. Actually, like sometimes you're the only reason you're there is because you still love the person, right? Sometimes you're only in the only reason you're in the country, it's because you still love the country, right? I think that skipping is something that people do because I think it's also colonial hangover, right? Like there's certain things that were taken from us when we were being colonized that have never been brought back. The secrecy around, because we didn't used to have that, right? In African traditional society, we were not embarrassed by sexual acts. No. In fact, among the Luo people, we had structures in place to ensure that everyone was fucking and happy about it. Do you know what I mean?
And women too.
And women too. Yeah. Because the woman, have I told you the story before?
Which one?
The one where they build the house specifically that there's a back door for the klande for
Yes. Okay, so like, you have to tell everyone this story.
So now like the way the houses are built, right? As we know, children are communal property. So it doesn't matter who the father of the child necessarily is. They'll be brought up in whatever home they're given birth to. Yeah. So like cheating wasn't like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And so the way the houses are traditionally built, the man's house is, I'm doing it badly. The man's house is over here and the entrance is over here. And then the wives' houses surround the man's house. So now the reason why you're supposed to say very loudly, the man, as he's coming into the house, is so that if the babe has a dude in the house, he can leave through the back because there's a gate at the back called the rot that you can that the side nigga can go through the back for, and it's not a big deal.
It's just so that, I mean, we both know we were here.
Yeah.
But like, it's like fine.
Ethical non-monogamy.
Yeah.
That's what
like
it
avoid
is.
people being in their emotions.
So traditionally we weren't doing these things.
Yeah.
And so there had to be a significant breaking down of culture, a breaking down of cultural liberation for the colonizing to happen. Colonizing to happen. There had to be something that they took, right? And so I feel like the shift towards our attitudes are actually a regression back to what we used to have. It's not particularly progressive. Like, yeah. So I think we diminished that, one, because of the colonial hangover and obviously Christianity. But also, I think we think that it's not supposed to be that big a deal. I think we think sex is not supposed to be that big a deal.
But it is.
But it is. But like people think, other thing, money. If you tell someone I'm breaking up with him because we don't fuck 3 times a week, they're like, 3 times a week? Y'all are doing 3 times a week? And then they're like, you want too much. But like, it's actually a solid reason. And I feel like that also brings shame. Like when you're not talking about how much you actually want. Imagine.
And I also, on that is so interesting. On that, I think a lot of the older we get as women, our sex drives get, what can we call it?
Oh my God.
They get stronger.
Like biologically, right?
Yeah.
Your body is like, you have 3 eggs left.
Go.
Get it together. We're trying to further the human race. What do you mean you don't want children? You're lying.
I have a friend in her 50s. I noticed the shift when I hit my 30s. And I was telling my friend in her 50s, and she's like, it's not yet.
I really hate.
Just wait. And she was like, 40s is going to show you.
That's what all my 40-year-old friends say.
And so, but I think even when that is happening biologically, almost like your body is this knowledgeable being, which it is, you still get shamed because you feel like something's wrong with me. Like now I'm moving from the one who's chosen to the mistress side, right? And it speaks to what you're saying. Like there's just a shame in even getting to know those parts of you.
Yeah. And it's so interesting. I was thinking about this when we were coming here. Like, we spend a lot of our lives trying to be picked and pretty and chosen. And then the later years or whatever are like spending a lot of time being invisibilized, made invisible, right? Because like when you're not classically attractive, or not even classically attractive, you're not of the age of attraction. You're not of childbearing age. Like how actresses in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
The difference between the ages of the one playing the daughter and the mother is 5 years. Like as soon as you get out of that, you are no longer the age of attraction.
Yeah. And value.
And then you're like, oh my God, so I can do what I want. It's an interesting shift. And it's interesting that you bring that up because even your body is telling you that internally you're changing and you should probably lean in. And even if you don't, you still are allowed to feel all that sensuality in you, even if you don't do anything with it, because I'm definitely not having children. But like... the feelings are still there, right? Yeah.
So too, the woman who's watching this right now and kind of like wants to get in touch or like awaken her, like
in a calm. You don't even have to awaken anything. In a calm, in a quote.
Your sensuality, your relationship with body and self. And to start shedding the shame around your sexual identity. What would you want to tell her?
Oh, what do you like? That's it. Like, I feel like that's a starting point. Like, what do you like? Like, really, for real, you, if you didn't have children or what do you like? Like, what do you like doing? Like, what makes you feel nice? Like, what do you like drinking? What do you like tasting? What do you like wearing? What do you like looking at? Where do you like touching? Also, hugging yourself. I started doing that the other day. It's like, this is the body. This is the one you have. It's taken you through, Nini. Sometimes I hug myself after a long day and then I start crying. I'm like, Buzz.
Yeah.
Guy, like, and kiss yourself. You know what I mean?
I started doing this thing, like I do this.
Like
like when I can feel my anxiety rising or like I'm feeling like, oh my God, I'm just like, imagine it's okay.
It's okay.
Like, Buzz.
Like raising yourself.
Yeah.
And like raising yourself in terms of even like the things that you were told to stop doing as a child. I think we were all told to stop, I don't know, sitting with your legs apart. I don't know, don't play in the mud, blah, blah. Do those things. Go to those fancy pottery classes. Play with the mud, like, for real. What do you like? Yeah.
That's such a wonderful question.
And are you one of those things? Do you like you?
Wow.
Right?
On most days, yes.
On most days. But like overall,
I wouldn't say I dislike myself even on down days.
Yeah. I'm just like, sis, ungefanya hivyo. Yeah. Yeah. Lakini ni sawa, si ushafanya. Like.
Yeah. So now what?
Now what? There's something that you had brought up about shame in a conversation that we had, and how sometimes women are shamed for enjoying sex. Where you're told, where did you learn that? Why are you so good at the blowjob? You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're cheating. That's where you found someone is teaching you this.
Or like you've had many.
Oh yeah, so
before.
many experience.
But so has the person who's asking you what your body count is usually. Yeah, and I thought that was interesting because we had a conversation about like enjoying sex after you've been made to not enjoy sex.
Yeah.
Or to start enjoying sex again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, my experience was, my first sexual experience was sexual trauma.
Yeah.
And when I was young, I was 18. So trying to figure out this sex thing that already has taboo in general. When there's no trauma, it has like, we don't talk about it. Like, no, And then trying to heal and get to a point where I can even stand a man being around me. You know what I mean? And then realizing, oh, this thing is really nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I think even after realizing that I'm enjoying this, or I like this, or I like that, is to accept that it's okay for me to like it. It's okay to have it at a frequency, or to experience it at a frequency that others may think is too much or too this. You know what I mean? So I had to go through all of those steps, and I kind of feel like sometimes I'll laugh about it and I'll be like, man, I'm making up for so much lost time, guys. It's like,
but like
I caught up late. Now I'm like, hey, what do we need to do, as a joke? But yeah, I think it was very, the shame around sex made it harder for me to heal from sexual trauma and find enjoyment.
Made it harder for you to heal from the trauma. Okay.
Because it's like, what's the point? So if I heal, there are many parts of the trauma you have to heal from, but if I heal from the sexual bit, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like this thing that is shameful. It's
You're not allowed anywhere.
Yeah, so it's just like, why am I bothering with that chapter of healing? So we focus on my emotions, my, and then when I kind of got to the point in terms of therapy of like reconnecting with my body and then just realizing I am a sexual being and I would love to explore that.
How did you reconnect? I'm so sorry.
Look at this. She's just like, tell me more.
But like how like, was that just therapy? Like how do you reconnect with your body? Because it's the same question you're asking me.
Yeah.
Like for someone who wants to rediscover. Like,
yeah. I think it's therapy worked really well for me. Talk therapy always has worked well for me, but I genuinely think it's in touching and knowing your body. And I don't even mean that in terms of self-pleasure. I mean like even, I actually, and I've said it on another one of our shows, even the movement of like putting lotion on is me checking, like, are you okay? And like spending time on my thighs and being like, I really like how my thighs are like this or like whatever. Or I like how my breasts are like this. Like doing that every day, morning and evening, did something where it's just like you're forced to like, because I wouldn't look at my body. And I know there's many women who experience this. You just don't look. So that motion, that was really so important. It sounds like such a, I don't know, like a silly thing, like a small thing.
Because we diminish that stuff.
Yeah, but I can't tell you why. And at the time, because I have eczema, I was using shea butter. You know, like shea butter, it gets hard when it's cold. So you really have to, you really have to massage. You have to take time.
Yeah.
I think that's also where I would start. So I like your question, what do you like? Are you one of the things that you like? And then like touch your body, like really, you know?
Get familiar.
So that you even, and we always say it from a sense of like, so that you know when something is wrong. No, it's just like.
Also when something is right.
Yeah, like, because I really like my thighs. Like,
Good.
And I stumbled on this liking of them like recently, like through my process of just being like, hiya, hang on.
These are great. And you're like, wow, thanks.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the ways for me.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So where can people connect with you, and what are you, I know you're involved in so many different shows and events that are places that women can start to shed shame.
Hey.
The things you do, right?
Shed shame.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you're currently working on as we wrap up?
Wow. When is this coming out? I need to know which one
Tell us
to
all
pull
of
it. I have a quiz. I have 2 quizzes every month at the beginning, at the end of the month. One is at Lava Latte, one is at Alan Bob's in Upper Hill, now called Kabani Restaurant. Hey, I do many things. I don't know whether. Watch Maisha Makutano on Citizen TV at 8 p.m. every Saturday. I wrote on that show. For past things, I guess Pepeta and Foreplay. Of course, the show is called Foreplay. Yeah. Pepeta and Foreplay on Showmax. And stay tuned. I don't know.
Like, so hard to like
I don't know. Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just the easiest. I don't know. I never know what to say when people
say.
But
you're doing incredible work. I will say. I'll say it for you. You're doing incredible work. Thank you for making time to be on our show.
You're so welcome. And I feel like this should have been 2 hours, though.
It could easily have been. I know when we talk. But and thank you for being shamelessly you.
I'll try my best. I'll continue to try my best.
Yeah, because I think it really, on the periphery, it like impacts a lot of us when we watch you. And so it's like we borrow your courage and we borrow your strength. So even if you're telling yourself every morning that decision to be mannerless, it's impacting more than you.
You want me to cry? That's what you want.
That's my end goal. Let me end it here before Abby starts crying.
Weeping, bawling.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you want to connect with Abby, if you check out the description, we put all the links there. Make sure you share this episode with all the mannerless and nearly mannerless women in your life, and subscribe so that you do not miss out on the next episode.
Thank you so much.